Well, it looks like Arsenal is really gonna have what we call a very good summer transfer window. Though most of you are like, they've gonna hit obviously delay certain deals, but I tell you what, they delayed them for a reason, and they had all what it takes to obviously complete them. And it looks like they had their invisible list that most of us never even knew, because Carafiori was linked to every team, but the way Arsenal went ahead to win the rest was really over the moon. And now it looks like they've got to obviously gate this deal, and they're doing what we call a solo race for Merino in there for you. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where you're watching us from, I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, I endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. We are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in new phones and new laptops and everything that you really need. Even if you need used phones and used laptops from UK, call them on +256 70 99 88 665. That is Mono Gadgets for you. They're dealers in that, and you'll obviously enjoy them to the fullest because they do the best and they offer you the best that you really deserve into the mix. You can as well follow them on TikTok at Mono Gadgets, like you see MUNO and then gadgets. Then you'll obviously see the wide range of products that they've gone ahead obviously have on their displays that you guys will come out and really enjoy to the fullest. That is Mono Gadgets for you into the mix. So as it stands, it's really one of those moments that you feel like, yeah, you should come in through and really put in a shift and obviously have something to say about Mikel Merino. Very good player, and I've gonna hit obviously love whatever is going to put up onto his levels, and Arsenal are really the team that is only left in the race. And guess what? A story came in through from a side known as Mundo Deportivo, and you know Mundo Deportivo comes in through from the side of Mundo Deportivo came in through from the side, or it reports from Spain. They've come out and told us that FC Barcelona have pulled out of the chase for Real Sociedad midfielder Mikel Merino. That is it. So Barcelona have gone ahead to pull out of the race, and looks like Arsenal gonna get their man freely, you know. And why have Barcelona pulled out of the race? They solely want to concentrate onto one player, onto players, by the way. They want to get in Nico Williams, and they want to get in Dani Olmo. Those are the two players that Barcelona are really going in for, and they want to first get the deal of Nico Williams done, and they also want to get the deal of Nico Williams done and dusted. And in the due course of it getting done and dusted, it won't really stop them from obviously getting to where they deserve to be as a club, and they're pushing to get that deal done and dusted into the mix. So Mikel Merino is a player that Arsenal really want, and that's why I told you that Arsenal cannot go for two players, Merino and Fabian Ruiz, because I believe that you are like signing the same kind of players, right? And if you really go in for the same kind of players, then that means you're wasting money. And if at all you're having this guy as Mikel Merino, no need to obviously get in the one we know, the one called Fabian Ruiz. And it is really very important to note that he's almost the same as this. So for me, I wouldn't sign them both, but I would obviously come up and sign one of those, you know, because they are almost the same. Though I would go for Fabian Ruiz. Is it called Fabian Ruiz? Fabian Ruiz. I would go in for him, but I know some people who believe that they like Mikel Merino, and Merino is really one of those that is going to hit obviously put in a shift at the team of Real Sociedad. And as Mikel Arteta was really eyeing at the man known as Zubimendi, then he also went ahead to admire Mikel Merino because they play together in that midfield of Real Sociedad, and he is really a very good guy that is going to hit to put in a shift, and everything is going to hit obviously put in a very huge goal into the mix. That is Merino to Arsenal, very close, and you've gonna hit to get that. Now today, that story was for yesterday, and Fabrizio Romano has something to say. about the deal of Mikel Merino, that Arsenal are prepared to advance in talks with Mikel Merino's camp next week after positive contacts. He's not only named on the list, but well positioned. Price tag requested by Real Sociedad will be key. Arteta appreciates him. As soon as Emile Smith-Rowe leaves, Arsenal can proceed. So, everyone who was like, Arsenal cannot obviously get in and really sign in a player called Arsenal. When you look at this story, it looks like Mikel Merino is a replacement for Emile Smith-Rowe, and they have to see Emile Smith-Rowe leaves, and then Arsenal can proceed to obviously get this deal done and dusted. And when you look at Mikel Merino, he's not an expensive kind of player. Real Sociedad can get like £20 million, and that will be a bargain for the club of Arsenal, as his contract is really going to be running down, and Arsenal are really ready to proceed, for the deal. And Arsenal are prepared to advance in talks with Mikel Merino after the first contact was really positive, meaning that Mikel Merino has gone ahead to give them green light to come in through and obviously sign him. And Arsenal like, how can we lose out on such a super opportunity of signing such a very great player and great person into the mix? So that is it all about the man himself, known as Mikel Merino. And there are very many other names on the list, but his name is really hugely positioned, and I know why it is, because he's a cheaper option, and secondly, he's really talented, and Arsenal will look at it and say, all right, we need to obviously see the needful, but it depends on the price tag that Real Sociedad are really gonna price or put onto the player known as Mikel Merino. But you have to ask yourself, if at all you are Real Sociedad, if Barcelona is going to hit to pull out, and there is no way you people can come out and obviously create what we call a bidding war, then you have to dance to the tunes of Arsenal, and negotiations will go on very well. And Real Sociedad feels like Barcelona have gone ahead to do them what we call a very huge disservice, because if Barcelona was in queue with Arsenal for this player, then that the side of Real Sociedad would have gone ahead to use that domino effect to obviously get out more money from whoever wants to get, because a team that would have gone ahead to show interest almost would have gone ahead obviously sign into a player known as Mikel Merino into the mix. But it's all well for Mikel Merino. Arsenal are prepared to go in advanced talks, with Mikel Merino's camp to obviously tell him that we need you and can you please really come to our side. Arteta is already an admirer of the player. He wants him at the club of Arsenal. And when Fabrizio Romano starts to hint about that, you really get to know that things are really happening the right way that you want them to be. So Mikel Merino looks like he's going to be the next signing of Arsenal. And after Ricardo Carafiori is going to be unveiled, because I believe tomorrow, Monday, he's really going to be unveiled as an Arsenal player. And then Arsenal will embark on getting in Mikel Merino. I told you Arsenal need 4 players, a left back, a central midfielder, a right winger, and a centre forward. And I told, there is a friend I was talking to today morning, and I told him, please watch out on August. August is really going to be a very huge month, if at all you know what transfers all about, because when you look at teams like Arsenal, they've just gone ahead to get in one, before July is going to come to an end. And for August, they need to work on 3 big deals, to see to it that they obviously get them done and dusted and put in a very huge shift into the mix. So that is all about Mikel Merino to Arsenal. Arsenal plan to do the needful and really get in a player known as him, and they're going to contact him and talk to him, then talk to Real Sociedad into the mix. Now, Arteta on Nwaneri's display in the morning as Arsenal took on Manchester United in a game that ended 2-1 in favor of Arsenal in the 90 minutes and 4-3 in penalties that were won by the club of Manchester United. He said, "It's always in the hands of the players, so show what you can do. Show that ambition, that determination, that quality, and things will happen naturally. Tomorrow, he's going to train with us again, and if he continues to play like that, he's going to play some minutes on Wednesday for sure." So Nwaneri looks like he's pathway into the first team is really clear. And Arteta is like tasking him, show me that you deserve to be playing into my team. That's what Arteta is really doing. And that is really very important for every player, because elite managers are like, I will give you a chance because you deserve it, not because you are really young and you're really promising. You have to deserve a chance to get into the team of Arsenal. And I would love to see to it that Nwaneri really goes into that level and see how he obviously goes ahead to do. And yesterday, he was in that midfield alongside Declan, alongside Odegaard and Jorginho. That was really great for him, and I went ahead to put in a very big show. And for me, Nwaneri is a very good talent, and I think he will obviously act as a consoling factor to the fans of Arsenal for losing Chido or B. Martins on a free, because if Chido had gone ahead to start, I tell you, in the next 1 or 2 seasons, would have gone ahead to obviously make it into the first team of Arsenal, because he's super talented and everything is really moving on well. So after Calafiori, looks like Merino is coming in next for the side of Arsenal, and Arsenal are really planning to really advance his talks next week, because they will be knowing that Calafiori deal is done and dusted, and they don't want to obviously do what we call multitasking. They want to do one deal at a time, and when it's done and dusted, then they'll obviously jump onto the other. That is it. So that's what I had for you here onto the Football News Show. And remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets 256. Mono Gadgets are dealers in your phones, laptops, and you can also get used phones and used laptops from the side of Mono Gadgets. You can call them on +256 70 99 88 665, and then after, you can as well go onto their TikTok and obviously follow them at Mono Gadgets 256, because by following them, you'll obviously get to know the best that they really offer onto the beautiful game of these gadgets. So that is it for you. Call them, follow them on TikTok, and they'll really give you the best of the gadgets that he really deserve. And I sign out for now. See you later, but don't forget to tell me your thoughts onto Arsenal to advance Merino talks next week, right? Meaning that they are really putting in another gear to get their second deal done and dusted. And I tell you, with the amount of money that they have to pay for this guy Merino, I think we might see by the end of next week or in the first week of August, this deal might be done and dusted, and it will be pronounced that here we go very, very soon, because its negotiation is really easy. After Barcelona's going to hit to pull out of the deal, that is going to hit to give them a very good show, and everything is really going to be good for the side of Arsenal. I sign out for now. See you later. I'm going to be returning later in 2 hours from now. See you later, my mates.